Hi, welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. First of all, I want to thank everyone for making this MVP award possible. I've been working for this for like almost 3 years now, creating content for all of you out there. And without you watching my videos, I think that would never have been possible. So thank you very much for making this possible for me. And I will do my best to keep creating content and making the most out of it. But back to the topic of this video. Today we're going to talk about possibly the shortest Power Automate workflow that I've ever created in this channel. And I want to show you how you can grab the username that triggered a Power Automate workflow. If I triggered a Power Automate workflow, I want to know which person did that. So maybe you can use that information and save it in the SharePoint list or save it somewhere else so that you can keep track of who triggers your workflows. And maybe that can also be helpful for building purposes. So that, for example, if you have one workflow that is being built from different departments or being triggered from different departments, and you want to build it differently based on the usage, or maybe you can think of another scenario. I'm going to show you today how you can do it, and you can think of the use cases yourself. So if you like what you see, then please make sure to give it a thumbs up and that you subscribe to the channel, and yeah, have fun with the video. So we are here in my Power Automate Flow web browser. Let's click Instant Cloud Flow and let's give it a name, Test Flow Get User. Let's keep it simple. This will be a manually trigger flow. And here we are in the new designer, of course. Let's click plus and add an action. And this will just be a compose action because that's only a one-liner which we are going to write here and to provide us with that name. So how you can do that dynamically is if you click here in the dynamic input, we have here these options which come from the manual trigger flow trigger, like outputs, address, blah, blah, street, and so on. If you click here at see more, you have in total like 18 options here. And if we scroll down, we have here like date, body, timestamp, user email, and so on and so forth. So here in the user email, let's see what's in there. And let's rename this real quick to user email. And let's create another compose, add action, compose, because there's an other dynamic value which we can use, and it's called headers. So if I hover here, you can see that headers has, let me zoom in, headers has the trigger outputs, and then in the square brackets, the headers. So here, if we mark this with Control A, you see that it turns blue, and say Control X in this case, because we don't need it there in that way. And then I'm going to go in the expressions window and then paste it there. We see it how it looks like in the back end, so the code, no? Because here is a display mode and here is in that code mode, I like to call it. Keep in mind that here you have these curly brackets and that add action, so that's something that you need to remove in the expression window. And what we need here is to open again the square brackets and then put the, how do you call them? The quotes, so the single quotes, and then write x dash ms and then dash user name. The username also needs a dash, so like that, no? X ms dash with dashes, separate user name. And let's click add, and then we will have this expression here. And let's rename this, will be the user name. Okay, so let's test this out. Click save. I want to compile it now. So let's say test. And I'm going to manually trigger this workflow. Done. And we can see here that this user email pops exports or outputs this code here. So that's not helpful. So what I want to show you with this is that by just grabbing that user email, you're not going to get that user email or maybe user name that you are looking for. To do that, so we need that one liner of a code function. And you can see here that this displays now the name of the user that has been triggering this workflow. And let's test it out. If I go here back and say share, I want to share this with one of my other users here. Let's grab Adele. And okay, so this is now, she's now a co-owner of this workflow. And let's open real quick her account here. We are with her account logged in. So this is Adele's account, as you can see. And in the share with me tab, she doesn't have any flows yet. So let's refresh and we should be able to see now the flow that we just created and shared with her. And let's click here, run flow. Okay, done. And if we go back then to my admin account and refresh the flow runs, we'll see here that 6 seconds ago, Adele, well, we know what's Adele, but someone triggered that workflow. And if we go here inside, this one again does not give us much information, but the username, we can see here that we have Adele's username, no? So it's the full name. And this is how you can then grab the information of who triggered your workflow. I think this can be used in multiple cases, and it's pretty helpful if you want to keep track and maybe use this information for many different purposes, as I said. Yeah, I think that's it for today, and I hope you liked it. If you did so, please make sure that you give it a thumbs up and that you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any future videos. And let me know in the comments if you have any questions, or maybe if you have any ideas where you can utilize this feature. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Have fun. Bye.